They're both running now.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, timed it.
And make the magic happen, as they say.
Here we go. The clapper, so I can synchronize that. Okay. So.
So what do we have in there?
Well, eBay. eBay, this is where I've gone to get back issues of American Boy magazine. American Boy magazine carried the serialization of my favorite author, Howard Pease, who wrote books for young men, or at least their heroes were young men, because they'd sneak aboard a ship in San Francisco and lay away, hidden as a stowaway, until they were discovered, and, well, they didn't have the technical skills for working aboard ship other than slinging coal from the bunkers into the fire. So that's where things began. And in these magazines, such as this, or this, it's called American Boy magazine. The issues are 1929 here. Here's one that contains stories of flying in outer space, but he didn't write outer space stories. His was strictly stories set at sea. And if I were to go to one of those in here, well, I guess I should go to the index. Index will tell me that in this particular issue, Howard Pease, Shanghai Passage, page 21. So even by the title, you can tell that Shanghai Passage was a story about sea. Well, of course, you have to know your geography, where Shanghai, well, I guess people these days would know where Shanghai is. China.
If not, there's some phones.
Yeah. And in this story, we have an illustration of approaching a freighter. Let's see. Abruptly, Captain Jarvis stepped back with a cry of warning. Stewart whirled in startled surprise. A shot rings out. Maybe that's visible, maybe that isn't. The illustrations in these magazines were by Anton Otto Fischer. He was a preeminent illustrator. Did a lot of covers for the Saturday Evening Post. Another that my audience might be familiar with is Rockwell. Here's another picture. The scoundrel waited until a big wave loomed up, then dragged Todd aloft and threw him down to the deck. Okay, so we have a little action here. Our hero is wrestling with his nemesis aboard a ship. He's not in a position of power. His nemesis is. Power in more than one way. Power is in terms of pecking order aboard a ship. Sometimes it was just a fellow sailor that was sleeping in the forecastle with him. Part of the black gang. The black gang is those that live below. Okay.
And now for a commercial break.
Now for a commercial break. So, now we'll demonstrate the abilities of the Android to, well, it's going to power off, that's simple. It won't bother me again. ultimate airplane mode there.
Love airplane mode.
Okay. At no times do you see my fingers leave my hands. So, here we turn to, this is Sapphira's favorite. There you go. How's that for a cover? This is
Gorgeous.
premium. Buzzing again. It's okay. It's dead now.
Oh, whoa.
Again. So here we have. Oh, this is really something. I like the leaping lion there and part of the chariot.
Just wonderful.
Oh, these are here. A little close up for you folks at home. Yes. And for yous out in the audience, yes, you can see that too.
Peanut gallery.
Yes. Now, this quality of illustration is something that actually I wasn't used to. It came in, as I said, this is June 1935. That's a bit before my time, at least 25 years before I started reading serialized books in magazines. American Boy had long since stopped publication. That was in 1941. But I have roughly several dozen of these from the serializations of Howard Pease's books. And I'd buy them through eBay, and this is what's come to me recently on eBay. I haven't seen what the covers are on this one. This is from, well, I won't hazard to say when I can obviously answer. Goodness, I should have done this, opened this before we shot film. Okay, here we go.
Howard editing. It was already opened.
Okay, and there's the back. Oh, you're going to love this. Pirates of the Desert and Mystery Cereal of the Sea. I bet Howard's doing the Mystery Cereal of the Sea.
Ooh.
First time seen here in this room at all. For your pleasure, for your viewing pleasure. This is August, and I don't see the year. Undoubtedly 1927, I believe. And this is probably a story from his second novel, The Jinx Ship. The Jinx Ship was a title that Howard was rushed to complete after the success of his first title, The Tattooed Man. He did not like The Jinx Ship and refused to read it again for 30 years.
Oh my.
And yet it was his most popular book. So this is about personal preferences. Here's another serial, is the same story, separate month. Let's see, the previous month was August. This is September. And this is a cover of a young man holding a dress form, and he's learning to dance. We can see that through the book cover here, How to Dance, a radio with a big horn speaker. So it's this kind of stuff that has got me engaged, and that's why I'm doing this pitch, is because I'd like to have my books illustrated. The books that I'm writing follow in the same temper of Howard Pease. That is, it's stories of, as I'd say it, the passions of the millennial generation, or 18 to 28-year-olds. And another way of putting that is after high school, but not married yet. 3 ways to look at it. My stories are principally, the modern novels are set, they're contemporary novels. And
One sec. Okay.
we're doing a camera check here.
It stopped recording for a moment, and now it's doing it again.
Okay.
Okay. Be helpful if the camera girl knew what she was.
Well, that's one of the problems with that camera. There is sort of hiccups. That's going to go fine. It runs for minutes.
This one loves us.
It loves us.
This one doesn't love us.
It doesn't love us.
We'll take that as half the viewers enjoy us for now, and the other half will enjoy us
Something
later.
will come of this. So, these magazines that I buy are nostalgic. And I enjoy the nostalgia of the insertions of graphics, pictures into the books. They were never published within the books themselves, and that's what I want to do, is to change that. I want to bring pictures back to part of the narrative that I write, and I'm doing that in concert with my illustrator, Sapphira Artra. She is currently with us right now, prompting me through this episode, and smiling most nicely.
But you can't see that.
But you can't see her.
I'm the invisible illustrator this entire time.
Yes. So the focus of this pitch is basically to support my passion of getting these pictures into my stories. It requires an illustrator of very high competence, that's Sapphira, and the publishing tools for myself to actually realize them in print through CreateSpace. They'd be available through Kindle, but CreateSpace would give me would give you hard copies of a very fine picture, rather than something that was more suitable for a computer display, which in print would turn out to be rather ragged. So I hope that you'll respond kindly and at least read my books.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yes.
Find us on all the channels. Instagram.
Well, I don't think I'll be on that. Follow Sapphira on Instagram.
At TrappedTeal.
At TrappedTeal. There we go. Yes. Got to pay for the commercial somehow. So, bomb me some questions.
Let's see. Let's get the guns blazing. What is your favorite Howard Pease? One, if you even have a favorite.
Oh, well, number one, the tattooed man, the introduction of the character, the development of the series plot, that is a life aboard a ship. And in fact, when I read these as a teenager, I was enthralled by the storyline. All the books have a familiar storyline, so that's part and parcel to being in a series. And I could see myself in that storyline. So much so that I joined the Navy and found myself on a ship in San Francisco Bay, just as my hero. I won't go into the peculiarities of how little I enjoyed that experience. Riding a destroyer through the Golden Gate is equal to any amusement ride that, for the faint of stomach, it doesn't go well. Yes.
Let's see. What other things are there? Oh. What helps you work with your book? Where do you find the most appealing place to sit back and write?
Well, all my writing is done at Uptown Espresso on Delridge, which also has the Gameporium. And in this venue, it's a combination of board games and coffee. I didn't even drink coffee until I went there.
Ah, Seattle.
Yeah.
Another one has fallen to your whim.
Yeah. It was the introduction of cold brew, which that I enjoy. The fellas at the Gameporium are all the whole staff, the baristas, the Gameporium. What are they?
Ballets.
Ballets.
They're called game ballets.
Game ballets, yes.
The ones in the gray suits.
Yeah. Every one of them is an artist in their own right, and it feels like I'm in the right community.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's our whole thing. Let's see. What are you most excited for with your future ahead? If you were dreaming almost out loud.
Well, I like writing. I like what I'm writing, and this is an aside to what I've been writing. What I've been writing about is startups in the Seattle community, and I've had experience in that field for the past 30, 40 years. My first startup was in 1975. Let's just cut to the chase. They all failed. So I'm not a dot-com millionaire, not even a dot-com thousandaire. We'll skip the dot-com illusions here. But that's my. I've been in it for a long time. I know the stories. I know the issues. I know what it takes to survive there. And I put that into my stories that are the contemporary stories in the series of Wade's People. I'm starting another series that is back in the 1960s, 70s in San Francisco, and that relates more to my time in the Navy. So that's, again, another series, and it's oriented towards the espionage side of the game during the Cold War.
Many possibilities.
Yes, many possibilities. One is you asked what, let me paraphrase what you asked because I've forgotten. What I heard was, what exciting opportunities lie in store for me? Well, with the 1960s, 70s series, I get to rewrite my history. Mm-hmm. I get the girl in the end. There's been a lot of failures in the dot-com reign. There's been a lot of romantic miscues.
The love triangles and entanglement.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We love that.
Yes.
Let's see. Striking the obvious character, which everyone will have to read in order to find out. But what other characters do you most find yourself in tune with in your writing?
Well, the heroes of my books are Sean Moran and Carson Moran, and they're cousins. And they both find themselves in Seattle and both working for the same man, Wade Jarvis. Wade is a person my age, so he's a peripheral character, but he's the one that keeps their foot on the path, and they stray.
Of course.
Of course.
Like any good adult.
Yes. Yes. Good save. Yeah, let's see. Sean has a dark history on the internet, the dark web, and while he's trying to build a drone, he's also engaged in writing software to forecast horse races in Hong Kong. You didn't know that because you didn't read it.
Nope, not yet. But I will.
And Carson is seeking to create a virus that will take care of his problems with his parents. He's not going to give his parents the virus. He's taking the virus himself. It's to alter his mood, his thoughts, his memories, to placate the anxieties of being raised in a non-supportive household. So both of these young fellows and peripheral characters around them find support in Wade and an older lady by the name of Betty, who is a devout gambler. She likes placing bets on pool sharks. Well, she wouldn't put a bet on a pool shark to save her life. She knows the difference. She's 95.
She's very smart.
Yes. World-wise, savvy lady.
Gotta have one around. You'd wish she was your grandmother.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, locations. Where have you actually been, and what does exist and what doesn't exist in your books?
They all, well.
Aha!
Oof.
Stumped you a bit.
No, this isn't in the script.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Editor.
Okay, locations. They're all autobiographical. I've been to all the places. Well, I guess I haven't been to the pool room. That's strictly out of the imagination. It's supposed to be set in Pioneer Square. The real pool room is around the corner from it. And it's, I've never been there. I've just heard of it.
We might have to take a video trip over there one evening.
We're first going to have to find the address.
That's the adventure.
The laboratories of quantum dot codes, where the virus is being constructed by a crew of willing and not so willing participants, is strictly a creation of my imagination to fill the void of a huge, huge brewery in Georgetown. I hope Sabi doesn't sue me. They're the people that own that building.
Yeah.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Remove Sabi.
Yeah.
No.
We're small fry anyways.
Yes.
We're
Okay. So next embarrassing question.
Trying to think. What would they want to know? Do you wish the book had turned out any differently than it has? If you had forced the Carson to change his priorities or shifted and actually gone on a tramp steamer?
No. No. A Rogue Nanovirus in Georgetown was a title that was long in the making. We're having another camera check here.
I believe we are.
Still running?
It is now. This one was a bit faster.
So, rewind.
Oh, what?
Back to Carson. Carson in rogue nanovirus in Georgetown. It was a tough write. Took longer than my first book, Drones Over Seattle. And it's probably, well, if the pacing is similar, it's probably going to be I'd spent 2 years writing it, and it felt like a very long time. And I was too technical in it. I approached the subject in a rogue nanovirus in Georgetown, having spent about 10 years listening to weekly presentations in nanotechnology. So I knew the topic, I knew it perfect. But I only knew the outcome of the scientific presenters' material. I didn't have to go through the process of getting that material. So when I sat down in character as Carson as a nanotech designer, I didn't have the experience of him fumbling his way to the end product. So I was a little bit adrift there. However, I'm making up with that with another title that I'll be publishing here soon, and that's let's see. The working title right now is The Terrorist's Handbook for Nanovirus Design. It will be a hard copy.
Okay, now it's run out of space.
Oh.
Now it's no longer not doing it. Now the card is full. Do you happen to have another card?
No, we'll just
Continue with this one?
No, this one has more time. It's fine. So, yeah, Rogue Virus is a personal story. It's a people story. It's a setting story. But I don't find it too much reportage can kill a story. So I'm going to leave that for the white paper, the second technical book that I'm writing right now. It's going to be much shorter, probably a tenth of the size, in a larger format. Lots of pictures. And for any of you terrorists out there, it's perfect on how to design your own virus.
Yes.
Buy two, one for you and one for your friend.
Get it done faster.
Homeland Security, I'm only kidding.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Don't mind us.
So, nice questions, thank you.
Of course. If you were the reader instead of the author, what would you want to get out of the book?
What I've heard from my readers is they want to see my characters a little. Well, this is actually a response to Drones Over Seattle. They wanted to see Sean getting into a little more trouble. They wanted him a little more bad. I'm afraid to go there. I'm a bad boy. Try to repress that. I'm not comfortable in front of a camera where you can. I like to be behind the camera so the bad boy can't be seen. I know that might sound preposterous at this point to my viewers, but well, there we are. So I've endeavored to do that with Carson. Only my readers can validate that. But I promise you that if you want to journey with me to the past and to the late 60s San Francisco, oh yes, that's going to be bad.
That'll be the good title.
Well, the title at this point is Master at Arms. The X Division assignments.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a little more power.
My hero is the sheriff.
No. That's a terrible position to be in. If you're a bad... Uh-oh. San Francisco's in a world of trouble.
Well, he's a sheriff only in the Navy. When he goes off the base, he's in trouble. He's going to get his ass kicked. He's going to drop some acid. Things are not what they seem like. Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Toto, you kind of look like a green monster.
Yeah.
There's 5 of you.
Yeah.
I assume that's how.
Yeah. No, that's just spiders. That's fine.
Wasn't even there. Figment of the imagination. Let's see. What do you prefer people purchase, the Kindle version or a paperback?
Both of them.
And 5 of them each.
Well, that won't work for Kindle too well. Share them with your friends.
Buy 5 Kindles and then 5 books.
No, Kindle will let you see the same book on all versions of your platform. Tell your friends. Like me. Facebook. Or at Amazon. Give me a high rating. Amazon, a good review at Amazon.
That's what you're looking for?
Yep. Say whatever you feels necessary. Any rating. Offer your own comments, like these dudes should be bad.
They should be getting in far more trouble than they
Yeah,
are.
well, we'll see what I can do with that. So, I think probably time for a wrap there.
Yes.
So, give me an outro.
Let's see. For all of the listening viewers out there, any final words? Any little bits of wisdom you can give to them or bestow upon them?
Oh, goodness.
Too big of an outro?
Yes. Boy, well, pearls of wisdom was, they're found in my books, but not extemporaneously here.
Let's see, what else can we do for an outro? Ooh, what about a quote from one of your Buddhist readings that you could give to them?
Oh, that would probably come from the Diamond Sutra. It is a logical knot that has just captured me for the longest time. And I'm probably misquoting something somewhere along the way. And I'll use that as an example. Because Buddha was speaking to, let's see, who was he speaking to? One of his disciples. And his disciple was asking about form. Form, just the shape, form. And he asked, what is form? Well, this is another backed into the corner kind of question. Basically, Buddha would say, there is form. Which is to say, form is important. And then Buddha followed that up and saying, there is no form. Which means you can't rely on the first statement, really. And then he qualified that again, there is no form. All three statements are true. Yeah, well, so I'll leave you with that thought. It's occupied my mind for a long time. And it may occupy your thoughts for a long time too, or it might just disappear suddenly, like form does.
Oh.
Yes, but then it'll come back.
But then it won't.
And then it won't.
Oh, words of wisdom until...
I think we're done. Kind of. Just,
Bye.
press the little back button there.
Oh, this one?
No, the back one. Just push it in. Yep, okay.
Ooh, it only took half its battery.
Huh?
It only took half its battery.
Yeah. Like I said, that one is
That was very
rock steady.
nice to have.
Yeah, I bought that at Target, I think,
Oh, Target.
6, 7, 8 years ago when they were the rage. It was YouTube ready.
I know, right? little stickers on it, little stickers on it, little stickers on it, little stickers on it, little